Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with Campaign 2, Episode 38, Talks Machina. Welcome to the jungle. I just finished watching it. It's Thursday. I'm going to do Talks Machina on a Thursday because we did 2 episodes in a week and a half. I'm going to get this out tonight. I'm going to have the live stream tomorrow, Friday night, like we always do. We're going to start Episode 39 in the live stream. The first time we're ever starting an episode. We'll run with it till the break, maybe. I don't know where the break is. So depending on where the break is, I'll leave enough time where we could do part 1 and 2 with the Patreon hour after. And I guess we're going to go like this for a bit until we have 2 more short episodes back to back where we could flip the script again. I don't see any problem with it. There are sometimes episodes that have more going on in the beginnings of episodes than the ends. So either way, we're still getting the same amount of content. It's just being done in reverse, basically. I am going to do the 4 after hours this Saturday, because even though I don't have to do Talks Machina Saturday because I'm doing it now, it is 4 episodes already since we did so quick with 2. I'm able to do the after hours. I do them in groups of 4. You know how it works. Saturday, I'll probably do after hours for the last 4 episodes of that. The last thing we saw, though, in episode 38, I don't know who's sitting down. I literally clicked and it was at the card. So I didn't see anybody. I think I saw the Danny cam and that was it. So I don't know who's joining us, but the way it ended, we had gotten into the pyramid, the temple, and they tripped a booby trap. And it was one of those things where, like, the stairs go flat, sort of like, I think it did in Last Crusade, Indiana Jones. It does it in all those sorts of booby trap type things. Did Goonies have it? Goonies might have had it. I don't know. It's been done a million times. It goes into a slide, the stairs, and we tumble down. There are 4 humanoid snake people, 3 5.5 to 6 feet tall, and 1 7 foot tall black cobra. Right at the end, even though Matt ended everything, Ford or Travis asked, what exactly do they look like specifically before we go? And he said they're slender humanoid looking bodies with giant snake-like necks. And one is a good foot bigger than the others. Black armored cobra skin. He said it's like an armored skin. Now, is that just because snakes typically have a more armored skin or something, and this is like a giant human-sized one? Or is he extra armored up? I like how Jester immediately said, yeah, we're here for the bowl drinking party, because they were all drinking from bowls doing some sort of ritual. Either way, we're in Talks Machina, so we're going to get more info on what is going on there, maybe. I would love to see Matt Mercer based on everything that happened, but Matt was in the last episode, I think. So usually we don't get the same person back to back. We'll see what happens. I don't even know if we're getting... Oh, wait, that's right. We didn't get Matt last episode. We got Ford by himself. Travis by himself. The first time ever we didn't have 2 people. Matt must have been the episode before that. So maybe we get Matt Mercer. I don't know if we're going to continue with that one-person thing. I'm assuming not. But let's jump in. You guys want to see more of what I do? Full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel. Seasons ahead of what you're seeing. Hundreds of exclusives you'll only see on Patreon. The link is at the end. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit everything. Doctor Who, Person of Interest. We are almost done with Gen 5 My Little Pony. We already finished Gen 4. Adventure Time, Steven Universe, Chainsaw Man. So many shows. Chucky's tonight. It's Wednesday. It's Chucky tonight. If you want, I'll get this out Wednesday night. You can see me with Chucky. If not, Campaign 2, Episode 38, Talks Machina. Crank that volume. I also have, instead of alcohol, cassava.
As always,
it's morning.
We begin tonight's interview with stats from our friends at Crit Roll Stats.
Ooh.
It's like magic.
This is a well-oiled machine, you guys.
It is. Hey guys, the Mighty Nein hit 150 natural ones in this episode.
Ouch.
Not in this episode. Our total got to 150.
At some point during this episode, the Mighty Nein has achieved a total of 150 natural ones for campaign 2 of Critical Role. Thursdays and
surpassed.
Number 150 was Jester's acrobatic check to get away from the what is it? Wanti abomination.
I believe so.
Is it Wanti? I thought it was Junti.
Jester also set the record for most nat ones in a single episode for campaign 2.
Danny, I think, would have corrected him if he was wrong.
So close.
That was rough.
The record was previously held by Bo and Not, which was 4.
Oh, man.
In one episode.
Well, you got a goal to beat then.
Yeah.
There was a ton. I feel like
you guys
all
remember
at
these
one
are not
time
still going
too.
to charity, right?
It wasn't like scattered. I feel like
No.
4 of the 5
Who's
were
the guy
like
around collecting
in a
cash
20-minute
after
period.
Maxwell James.
I mean, I guess it would be
Maxwell
more.
James.
What is Maxwell James? Oh, Max.
I love that. Oh,
There we go. Oh God, he left.
Is that Max?
This is becoming a morning zoo show.
Is that the Max we always hear about? He looks so
Finally, a
different than
compliment
I
from you
ever
about
imagined. Because of the way
Yeah, we
they
need to
abuse
sound
him on the
you.
show,
I used to have one.
I
Remember when I was
imagine
on
like a
Oz on
very like
Sirius?
shy,
Oh boy.
skinny,
Hey guys,
frail
our
man.
First question of the night.
Doesn't look
from
anything
Wolf
like that.
Dragon.
Okay.
Everyone, how was spending time with Momlin? Did she reveal any other Sam secrets like
I did
the
go back
comic books?
and I
it
saw
was great.
Momlin.
Momlin was the best.
yeah, I learned a lot from
Yeah, we
Momlin.
asked a lot of.
Because I was the one gluing the ears on Momlin.
Yeah, you were so nice to my mom. That was her
This
first
is an
ever
interesting
elf
duo to
ears.
have.
She wore these elf ears for
Yep.
the big
For the
live
la-
show.
for
She might have
episode
worn them
38.
on our panel day too.
I feel like they were
but
quieter
she had never
than
done
most
this. She
of the
bought a bunch
others
of
in this
prosthetic
episode.
ears, and Taliesin was tapped to glue them on. So he got.
And she knew quite a bit about my alma mater, my junior high school. So we had some
Oh.
conversations
Well,
about.
that's right,
Yeah,
that's
because
right.
I
You
went
had a
to like one of those irritating performing arts schools that are very hoity-toity.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
it was good.
I loved hanging out with her, and it was weird to have like worlds colliding.
Right.
Everyone was, a lot of you guys had asked me before she went out to make her appearances at our panel and our live show, like, are you nervous? Are you nervous? Your mom's going to go out there in front of 3,000 people. Are you nervous? And I was like, no, this is what she was born for. She loves this stuff. She's
I
a
would think the
bigger
same thing
ham
about
than me.
Yep.
She
My
killed
dad.
it. She's great.
Totally killed.
My
I
mom,
would be
no
very
way.
nervous if
My
my
dad
mom was
is
going out there.
like
That would
that.
make me. That would
It
make
wouldn't
me
even faze me.
intensely nervous.
Of course.
Well, she's
I'd be
got,
like, there's
she's got
10,000
hundreds of
people out
thousands of
there.
years
It's
of
like, all
secrets
right,
on you, so I would be too. There's a lot of who knows what
Queen
could.
of the Damned.
Queen of the Damned. Hey,
Queen
Taliesin.
of the
Yeah.
night. Oh, yeah.
Kuwik Hans wants to know. I tried. Clay seems more upset about
Kuwik Hans.
undead than most clerics. Is that
Kuwik
just
Hans.
because he's a grave cleric and he considers them to be
Kuwik
against the
Hans.
natural order of things, or does he have a personal history with them?
The
Bit of
names
both,
get me.
but yeah, that's definitely. I mean, it's taking. I've actually rolled a couple times to be like, am I gonna not be able to handle this well? No, he's cool. He's cool. Yeah, he. Part of his build is that the notion is that there's a direction that these things are supposed to move, and that
wanna
is
make
very
sure
much
we're all
something
good.
moving against
Hello.
the grain in a very
Right,
intense
okay.
way, and I like the idea that there's. What's the point of having an imaginary organized religion of any kind if you can't have something that they're just really defiantly against on a fundamental level?
Right.
It's half the fun. So yeah, he's not happy. He's really, really not enjoying this at all.
Dang. You're going to love our GIF of the week tonight.
Oh no.
I heard everything.
Sam,
Sam, not
the
enjoying
Maggie
it as
Pants
Caduceus
wants
with
to
the
know.
I mean, he's
Not
definitely
seems
out
to
of
be
his
turning
element.
to
The dude was
alcohol
by
more
himself
again
for
in these past few
very long.
episodes. Aside from the water, what about this new environment scares her the most?
I mean, we've been doing some pretty dangerous stuff with some pretty dangerous folks. I think that's a lot of it. Water doesn't help. I mean, she's just she's out of her comfort zone right now in terms of where she is in the world. She's been taken outside.
Sam seems too normal.
The
Sam's
kingdom,
dressed properly.
the monarchy,
He's
whatever it
acting
is.
like
And,
a real person.
Yeah,
a
the
serious
Empire,
person,
and
I should
she's.
say. I
And
feel like he's not as
yeah, we're
goofy
working
self
for
right
this,
now.
or working with this captain who's threatened to kill us, and there's snakes and lizards, and yeah, wouldn't you drink, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Literally the entire
yeah.
time.
Yeah. So.
I'm drinking right now talking about it. Just kidding.
He always says he's kidding,
That's a good answer, though.
but I'm pretty sure there is whiskey in that mug.
Stressful
Because he has
situation,
made
yeah.
comments like,
David
yeah, we
Foe
got
wants
gifted
to
this thing that I can't talk about, but it's in my mug kind of thing.
Oh, this is faux. Oh,
Faux.
David
Not
Foe.
faux.
That's not pho like pho.
Like soup.
But thanks for
Like
trying
the
to correct
Vietnamese
my
soup.
pronunciation of pho by saying pho
It's
when I
actually
said
pronounced
pho.
fa.
Pho.
Yeah.
It is?
Uh-huh.
Whoa,
Yes,
where'd you learn that?
Vietnam.
Oh, cool.
I'm not
I
kidding.
didn't know you were-
There is
I didn't know you were
Vietnamese
in
kids that
Vietnam.
come to the
I didn't know
arcade,
you were old, but
and they're like, everyone says it wrong.
Caduceus
People say
has
pho,
been brutalized
then
a
they
bit
say
lately.
pho.
You've done a really
but it's
great
pho.
job RPing a resilient and chill
You have to, like,
character that
drag
seems
the
to
A.
stay pretty unfazed.
So everyone says it
but
wrong,
is there a
even when they
breaking
think they're
point?
saying it right.
Probably. I definitely
not
was
everyone,
not
a lot of
expecting to have this character get so brutalized so quickly, so often. And I haven't really finished
The funny thing is you're
nailing him
dragging the
down
A,
emotionally
but it's
yet.
an O.
And
That's why everyone says it
God, I
wrong.
was just talking with a friend about this morning of like, I genuinely don't know what Zen people do when everything goes to shit. And I've been trying to figure out what is the Zen attitude to everything goes to shit.
But truly, you must have some Zen friends that you can.
I do, but like I've never
emulate.
like most of them have like led relatively calm, peaceful lives. I'm trying to find like my one Zen friend who's like, "You've been stranded on a desert island after your plane crashed. Tell me about that." I'm like, "That's the guy I
that's a
don't have
good
right
example.
now." So
I was going to
let's
say,
get Tom
what
Hanks.
is
Yeah, let's
the
get Tom
shit
Hanks
hitting
in
the
here.
fan to a Zen person? Because I feel like that kind of person would live such a modest
Okay,
life
your options, Taliesin, are
that there's
Tom
nothing
Hanks
that
or
could really
Craigslist.
disrupt
But
it.
like I was planning
crashing
on
on a
like delving
plane, I
deep into
guess,
that, but I got to
would
say
put
the
a damper.
Jester's little speech like really chilled him out. Like I was like, I'm very comforted by that. That's really nice.
Wow.
I think I'm going to be okay. All right. Apparently Laura knew what to
Like
say.
it isn't like a person that is very zen
Chill out, Travis. Man,
is going to lose $1 million in
what
the
I've
stock
noticed
market
is since
tomorrow or
we've
something
met
like that.
Caduceus,
Most people that live that
there
life
hasn't been a
don't have
moment
much to lose.
where we've all
like,
had a sit down of like,
monetarily.
hey, tell us about yourself.
No.
I don't think we've ever.
He's
asked.
And
a
if they
lot
did,
about
they
you guys,
probably
but you
wouldn't
haven't learned a lot about him yet.
I don't know if
he's
we've
a
had like a
spy?
nice, fun bar night where like
We haven't. He also, I don't know, he doesn't drink, which is another. He's been ordering and not drinking, and nobody has noticed yet that he has not been. He's been ordering and drinking
plot
just
twist.
fake sipping.
Plot
He's
twist.
not after that first night. He was like, never again.
I dig the two of them, by the way.
He's like George
I
Clooney.
feel
Did
like
you ever
the
hear about that?
contrast
No.
between
Does he-
Taliesin's
Clooney,
calmness
apparently super likable
and
guy.
Sam's
People
insanity,
buy
and
him
it seems like
drinks all the
Sam has
time.
died it down a
He
level.
does one of those slick things where he pours it out.
He throws it over his shoulder.
Like literally, he'll pour it out like and do the like a shot, you know. And they always, and then he does that. He pretends to drink
that
when
he
he's
can-
out.
My dad
just
used to own a
last
bar.
longer in the night.
And what
be
they
more
would do
charming
is,
than
I
the-
used
than
to
the
do this
rest, or
too,
is
and
he
I didn't
just
even
a
know he did
prankster,
it.
or
But
he-
if you're
I think
trying to
it's-
outdrink
I think
somebody
it
and you
has
want
to
to
do with like
you take the
if
shot,
if you're that famous and you go
and
out
then
in
you go, I'm
public,
gonna
you have
chase it with my
you have
beer.
to maintain your
and you
composure
spit it
to a
back in
certain
your
I'm
degree.
all
beer.
about that, Brian.
No one ever
Yeah,
picks up
I
on
was
it.
just about
And
to
who's gonna
say
check?
something
Who would
you
even
know
know
about.
to
Yeah.
check?
This is
And how would you check?
rule one of
So if
celebrity.
that's
Of
what
ultra fame
Brian's
is,
basically saying.
is-
You take the
is
shot,
throw
you
a shot
chase
on
it with
the
your beer,
floor.
and you spit it back in your beer. And now
Sam
you
leaves the
can
building,
do
we have a blanket we
50
throw over you
shots
to,
and
like, get
people
you to
think
the
you're an
crowd.
animal.
Yep.
I could still probably do 30
He's like Mercer's
shots
hair. You can
normally.
spot it from a mile away. Sam.
Oh, sure.
Speaking of you, very accomplished, Mega M. Hannah wants to know, is being the mom
'Cause
friend
almost everybody
something inherent
chases
in Knott's
their
personality,
shots.
or is it a role
Most
she's
people I know
taking on
chase
out
their
of
shots.
necessity?
You just spit it in your
The
drink.
mom friend, like the mothering friend, I
Yeah,
assume
I
that
think so. I
means?
think that's
And you're
what
not
they
even
mean.
doing anything gross, because all you're doing is spitting the
well,
shot
that's a
into your
mom friend,
beer,
but it's a
and then
little
you
bit
could even
different of a
drink it.
situation.
Who, you
And
mean
now you just got a shot in your
Maxwell
beer, and it's a little
James?
stronger. But you could
Is it really gonna work?
pace yourself, or just throw it out if you don't care.
Y'all keep being mean to my Max.
We're not being mean, Danny. We gave him his own thing. We gave him his own corner. He gets a whole corner of the show now.
Yep. There's not really another mothering figure. Maybe Caduceus a little bit.
Actually, that's a
little
great
bit,
point.
But
yeah.
like not, he wouldn't see it that way.
No, and it's more of Caduceus isn't a nurturing mother. It's
No.
more of like a wise older brother, or
Yeah.
a
Yes.
wise pothead, or a
Wise
wise.
pothead is definitely.
I honestly-
like,
I
like
mean,
a
he's
really
like the
good,
Big
like a
Lebowski
solid pot
kinda.
dealer.
A
The
wise
guy-
pothead is his
Everyone has compared him to the dude.
PlayStation.
He's basically like
But yeah, there isn't a
I would say a
nurturing
wise pothead
figure.
is a good one.
Like, right? I mean, there's nobody.
Not necessarily. I mean, everyone seems to kind of have so much baggage right now to me. And Danny, you can weigh in on this too. Like, everyone seems so focused. Half the people seem focused on just holding it together. The other half are like, focus on the mission. I've got all this shit in my rearview mirror that's going to catch up at some point, but things just keep progressing. and I don't see a lot of nurturing
and
coming from.
in the last campaign, I feel like Pike was a little bit of that mothering influence, and I just remember that being such a great dynamic whenever we got to explore it, and I think within the group dynamic, Nod is just filling that need.
Somebody has to be the level-headed one that is there to comfort the people who aren't keeping it together as well.
And why can't that level-headed, comforting force be coming from a 3.5-foot insane goblin alcoholic?
There we go.
Yeah.
Any
No
port in
reason
the
why
storm,
not.
as they say.
I think
When
is
he
correct.
mentioned Taliesin,
You are correct, sir.
when he mentioned that you might be the next closest thing, but not really, what's your perspective then on how he views it?
I'd say as soon as Caduceus sort of levels out, which he hasn't quite done yet, he's still a little shell-shocked by everything and almost drowning, and also agreeing that the water is kind of bad.
It
And
looks like pistachios.
I think the second that Caduceus has some time to take stock, he's going to realize that he is in fact surrounded by
really good.
unhealthy
I honestly
lunatics,
think it's delicious.
and
It
should
even
probably
matches
do
my
something
shirt and
about
my
that.
hat.
But he has not. There really hasn't been a moment to breathe
No.
yet.
No, we've had some long travel sequences that we kind of glossed over.
Yeah.
So we
I
didn't get
still
to just.
have been checking for
there
that
hasn't been an
Kiri.
episode.
I love that
Thank
Kiri.
God, where we're just like, hey, you
got my
guys
own
get to just
Kiri
talk
right
for
here.
3
We haven't
days.
done a pub crawl. We haven't done a pub crawl
Yeah.
yet. And he and he's definitely hasn't really communed with his gods in a while, and that's making him nervous. And he's kind of
flask is here
wondering
too,
when the next sign
but
is
it's too early
coming,
to drink.
and things keep going horribly wrong. And I mean, he's kind of a little distracted.
Yeah.
He's a little distracted.
Interesting. I wonder when the
Interesting.
signs are coming.
Anything would be good at this point.
Yeah.
I feel like
guys, at Draws
it might be a bit
Shits,
before we tap into that.
someone who
Oh, he draws shits.
draws shits. Now that you've seen Travis struggle with his sailor background, is there any special research or study that you're doing for your own character background stories or have done? Is there any panic? Was there any panic in you of going like, oh shit, Travis
I
didn't
took the
really
biggest
know his shit when he
mouthful.
first.
And then we
Yeah,
have a
when this got
guy
introduced, I
ask a
better know
question
my-
named
It
Draws
it occurred
Shit.
to me that I should probably, as an alchemist, know a little bit about chemistry. So I've looked up a couple things. They haven't really come into play, but I should probably have a chemistry cheat sheet just in case. But
How much
no.
did you learn about, Terry's background before you introduced Terry? Like, did you learn about
Terry was
the
filthy
robots
rich.
and the? Well, yeah, obviously.
So that was a no-brainer because I'm already filthy rich.
Plan to type.
Sam.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No, he didn't
we're gonna
know
just
it.
keep it. We're just
He
gonna keep
didn't know anything.
skyrocketing.
He didn't know anything, so I didn't have much research
Yeah.
to do.
Like you, head full of crickets, just relied on his charm.
Absolutely. Charm and money. That's me in a nutshell. But yeah, I should probably learn some more about chemistry. You probably need to know some like fungus shit and
I'm trying to learn a little bit more about.
I just
I've been
started
trying to
watching
pick
The
up a little
Last
bit
of
more
Us.
about
Fungus shit
and mushrooms
is a
and
big deal.
and
Did
how
you know,
things
Taliesin,
decompose.
that green tea, oolong tea, and black tea are all the same plant?
I didn't, but I feel like I should have known that.
It's just how long
How
they're
you cook-
fermented,
Really?
basically.
Really?
Yeah.
See, when you're rich, you have
That's
time
very
to learn shit like this.
I actually
Those
I
of
go
us
to
find
that
sleep
that very
every night
intriguing.
with a fun fact of the day learning tape.
Oh, that's good.
you
I
have,
have a
you have
tea
a
brick at home
calendar that you
I
tear
love.
out
'Cause I
every
take
day
lots
with
of
some weird
supplements
fact
and
about
stuff.
tea on it.
Yeah.
Not that that has
No
anything to
idea.
do with tea.
Calendar.
I need to
But
learn more about tea.
things with
Apparently, that's
foods and
definitely on the
medicinal
list. But
things.
mostly, I was trying
I mean,
to
not
study
that that's
enough
any of
Zen
those,
to
but
kind
it's just
I'm
interesting that all
studying a
those
little bit of
things would
Zen
come
and
from
I guess
the
that's
same
good to learn
place.
too. I was thinking
Philosophy.
more like you should go to a morgue and learn how bodies decompose.
Well, I mean, I know a little bit about
It
that.
seems
from-
like he
from
knows a
life-
great
life
deal
on the
about
streets,
decomposition.
so to speak. We covered, I don't know if we covered. No, we did. But yeah.
I learned
seen
a
a lot
lot
of
about
dead
how a
bodies?
body decomposes by life on the streets.
yeah, that is the school of hard knocks.
I have some friends who are in forensic anthropology.
Yeah.
So
Even
yeah.
if you had
Oh, we
friends
didn't really get into that.
and
in
grew
our-
up in,
we-
in
we
an
could
area
have
that
a
was rough
12-hour
like that,
episode of Taliesin.
I don't know if you'd necessarily
20
watch the
Yeah,
decomposing
exactly.
of your
That's never worked
People
for me.
around you.
Hey, let's
They
give away
probably
some
would
free
be taken
shit.
away and dealt with properly.
Let's do it.
Taliesin, huge fan of my segues.
GIF of the week,
Our
here
first
it
giveaway
comes.
tonight is honoring
GIF
your
of the
epic gift
week.
making skills. It's gift of the week.
By the way, if you're wondering about the shirt, someone on
Week.
Bronies Reacts, which is a show I react to only on the Patreon, wore this shirt, and I'm like, that might be
for
my
episode
favorite
38
look for
of
rarity
campaign
ever.
2 was
and I
sent
had to
in
buy
by
it.
2 sloths.
Oh, okay.
Better than one.
Now this
All
takes a
right.
minute,
Let's see.
but it's glorious. Take it
All
away.
right, takes a minute. Time for some DM shenanigans. They have
Not bothered me before.
Sam's reading it.
Perhaps they seem to enjoy your flavors more than mine.
I like that Sam's narrating.
I didn't catch that. I'm
I'm on
you,
you,
sir.
Yep.
Huh?
The insect's really not bothering him at all.
This is all I ever wanted.
This is all I ever wanted.
Just out of idle curiosity. Fuck, 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 fuck.
Biting the nails.
Detect shenanigans.
Shenanigans? Okay. Taliesin, you motherfucker.
Oh, the Turkish delights. Yes, they were passing around the Turkish delights. There are faint shenanigans coming from the DM.
Oh man, I felt so good about that.
All right, this one's up there, guys. I love. Look at this. That is one of the best.
There's a lot of
That was a silent movie.
See, some of them
There's a
are
lot of
long like
good
that, but that
gold
like
in there.
that was
Mixed
dealt
throughout.
with well.
Hey, congrats
Some of
to
them
you,
are long,
to both of you slots.
and it like
you have won this.
It's kind of like
Wild
unnecessarily
Note
long. When
dice
it could just go somewhere quick. That all kind
Gold and
of
black.
went.
And then
Like that
you
was
can
all
see the-
necessary. I like
I
that he
moved my
actually
stupid
held it
pen
on
out of the way.
each
You could see the-
person giving their
the
expression.
20 on this is a
A deep mossy
We talked
green
about
with
that
a-
too.
yeah,
I got to
CR
get a
logo.
giant
You
D20.
roll
I got to
it.
remember after this video's over
All right,
to
get your
order a
own
giant
roll-them-out
D20.
dice set.
We saw one on one of the
Roll-them-out.
episodes where it
They
was
come in
like
this
the
cool
size of
little
like almost like a pool
mini
ball.
Crown Royale bag.
I want just a giant D20 to roll for fun.
All the dice, the best dice bags are mini Crown Royal.
They sure are.
What was the dice bag of the 90s,
was-
90s
Who is
and
that
early
on
2000s?
Mine,
Daddy's desk?
mine has the one that I have that my aunt made me has the
We
drawstring
love
from
you,
a Crown Royal bag.
Knack.
Whoa.
Is the Danny
Who's Knack?
Cam?
And
I don't know how this show works, Brian.
We'll figure it out.
Is the Danny Cam? Is she in? Is it nighttime where she is? She looks so blue over there.
It's
Is
very
is it
goth
supposed to be
almost.
moonlight?
Yeah, we
And
have
even her
direct
clothes are
moonlight
black.
coming in.
And she's
We're-
got this
we're
very
actually
red
right
lipstick.
Now, we're,
I almost
we
feel
shoot,
like it's like a
under the Sepulveda Pass.
Elvira.
But
like
there's
goth
a
look.
tiny bit of moonlight that just finds its way in. Don't
It
forget,
honestly
you
is
can
cool though.
submit.
I've noticed it, but I
for
didn't
our
really
weekly
think too
contest by
much about
emailing
it.
your submission
It
to
does look
submit
like when
at
you had like
talksmocking.com.
Elvira doing
Moving on
USA
with the
up
question
all night kind of
to
thing.
Taliesin from Miss Sunflower 94.
Hey.
Caduceus has been increasingly disillusioned with both. Disillusioned with the Mighty Nine. What about them frustrates him most, and what about them keeps him with them?
I don't want to say he had a very easy life before this happened to him, but there was a certain order to the universe that he has come to expect, and it has been thrown into great disarray by he was prepared to go off on an epic quest to save his home, and it was supposed to go the way epic quests are supposed to go, and this has not been this has been bad, and he's not leaving. Honestly, he's not leaving because Jester made a point of aren't you you're supposed to have faith in your deities. You're obviously
Jester's
doing this.
talk with him
You
was
should be doing it, and
quite
he's
lovely.
doing his best
I
to
also
just
like
sort of
when
accept
Jester
that
tried
maybe
to
he's not supposed to understand what's
put the
happening right
traveler
now.
on people. I
But
dig it.
it's definitely still gnawing
Introduce
at
the
him a little
traveler.
bit. So
Gimetti, I think it
Interesting.
was.
Wonder if
She gave Gimetti a flyer.
yeah, no, he's confused and trying his best to just let things happen because that's how the Wild Mother works.
Right?
Yeah.
How the Wild
The
Mother works?
Wild Mother
God?
word.
That's
Yeah.
the god, right? Yeah. I was just making sure that's what he said,
Yeah,
Danny.
Wild
Jesus
Mother.
Hey,
Christ.
learn your lore.
Can you get rid of that fucking picture of me? Just
That
not-
is
just
Brian?
push
No
it
way.
Face down.
In
Why
my
would you
head, I
quit?
was like, that kind of looks like Brian.
2 weeks notice.
You already put it in 2 weeks.
My
Sam,
God.
Yeah, hi.
In my head, I'm like,
distract
that
us
looks
from
like
our
Brian's
fired employee with an
like
answer to this
older,
question.
studious
This is
brother.
from McFly 9419.
Very clean cut, glasses.
Not left her goblin
McFly.
tribe due to moral objections. Does she have any
9419,
similar
what is that?
objections to some of the Mighty Nine's actions?
That's got to be a
lately?
reference to Marty McFly.
She has been surprised by
9419.
some of the things that we've done as a group.
I love Back to the Future.
But not put off,
I don't know
surprised,
the
but not.
relevance.
I think she knows that it's been so far out of necessity. And I don't think that not views the incident on the docks
Was it supposed to
as
be like
bad as some of the other
1994 or
folks
something?
Oh, interesting.
did.
And it flipped it?
Because things just happened so fast.
That was chaos.
It was chaotic, and it seemed like we were mostly concerned with self-preservation, like we weren't actively trying to harm people. But some of the other actions that she's seen lately have been surprising to her. However, she's not she and Caleb did a lot of bad stuff to survive, and she steals a lot. Like she lives in a very morally gray area. So I don't think
say
that. I don't think that she's
I
considering
feel like
leaving
if
or anything.
anything,
In fact,
though, not has gotten
if anything,
better.
all of this near trauma
Not used to
and
steal
high
everything.
stakes adventure has brought
Like literally the
them closer
buttons
together
off
in a
of
weird
randos
way that she hasn't
things
had in a
bars
very
and
long
stuff.
time. So, yeah, I think this is a fucked up, weird, dysfunctional family, but it's starting to look a little bit like a family still.
Yeah.
to her.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Speaking
Everyone
of
seems to
that
be looking
question,
out
for
for
both
each
of
other
you
and
from
stuff.
Atomic Robo Tesla.
Atomic
I have
Robo
one of those, do you?
Tesla.
Mine's not Robo. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's on back order.
Yeah.
Is it back order? Is it weird to be moral compasses of the party this campaign?
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You weren't at all last time.
No, I was.
And neither was I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were.
Oh,
we
we
were
are the moral compasses, aren't we?
so weird. I love it.
He was a teenage asshole. You were a teenage dirtbag.
Teenage dirtbag.
Oh yeah, that's weird. It is
We are
weird.
the closest thing to like. I mean, like Ford occasionally, but he doesn't have his shit together enough to really.
No, certainly not Caleb. Certainly not Bo.
I
Jester's
would.
just
I mean,
chaos.
Yasha doesn't seem to.
Yasha's.
I guess. But I don't.
got
I
her
feel
own,
like
she's too like.
I feel like
Caduceus, but
if
more
you
so
want
is
to
too
call
bad. She's,
someone
got her
the
own
moral
shit to
compass,
handle.
I guess it's
Yeah.
them. But I don't think they're
we better
much
step up our game.
there
Yeah,
either. That's
well,
what he's saying. We got to
'cause
step up our game.
We've been failing.
Yeah,
We're
that's
the
kind of
moral
where I'm
compasses.
going. Not that they're
We've been
failing.
pointing
Like
all
I
the way
mean,
to
it's
the
just.
north.
We're like
I don't
we're
think
like the
anyone
Cracker Jack
is.
compass. It kind of points it north. It's
Sure.
like, we came
you gotta
free
hold it
and
just right.
Yeah.
Surely,
But
though,
I
Sam,
guess
you must
if
have
you
some friends with
look
some
at it,
morals that
yeah,
you could
not-
reach out to and ask
especially
how
dealing
you
with
should be
Caleb and
playing
stuff.
this.
I
I
know
just
a
don't
lot
think
of
anyone
celebrities.
is.
We learned that on your episode last night.
And as we all know, celebrities are the most moral.
Right.
Yes,
yes.
of
Held to
course.
the higher standard.
Yep.
My favorite thing about your episode Between the Sheets was all the tweets I saw about people who were like, oh, I guess they don't really hate each other. And I'm like, you don't know that's a bit?
No,
I love this
no.
man.
Yeah,
this guy.
yeah. What he
I
said.
love this
And,
man.
yeah,
My
whatever.
job is almost done.
Taliesin,
My apologies. I didn't
I'm going to
eat
ask you the
breakfast
rest of the
and
questions
it's
tonight.
almost 4
Even the
o'clock.
ones for Sam. Siren Storm Song.
Delicious.
Cool name.
I honestly
Caduceus'
recommend it. It's
Island
good
by
stuff.
night vampire power
And it
sounded
fills me
pretty
up for
painful
hours.
for him to cast, and he appeared even more gaunt. Is this type of magic hard on him?
No, it's not
That
that,
was
it's
a good
hard for him to
question.
cast.
Siren
it's just
Storm
it's
Strong
not
or
something that he would
song?
normally. He's got a lot of stuff he just doesn't use very often, and he knows some of it is rude, I suppose would be the nicest way to put it. But I mean, it's a death cleric, man. They've got some insane shit.
Yeah.
But that particular spell. It's a really great spell. Is very much one of the cornerstones of that class, and it's again. I guess we're going to go into this more into the game. He doesn't really have the same opinions on life and death that normal people do. Most people do.
How surprising.
I know. How about that? Death energy. It's
Yeah, that's kind of
so no. It's mostly that he
But
tends
thank you,
to find it rude.
Taliesin.
He wouldn't have cast it except that he
That looks
just
like it
got
got really loud.
pounced
Has it been blowing your ears
painfully
off?
doing something stupid again.
My apologies,
So
guys. Was that really loud?
it was kind of more of an act of frustration and one of those things. I mean, like, he's
I
almost
just saw a red
drowned. He
line.
almost got eaten by a snake cat. Yeah, this was just. It's like when you. It's like trying to kill the flies in the studios. Eventually, we're just going to get just a like a distance taser. It was a little bit of an overreaction.
I
But it
have
doesn't make him
assault
more
guns now.
like weak
For
or anything.
Oh,
flying
no, in fact,
bugs
the
that are
great thing about
nuisance,
that
we have
spell is
assault guns that
actually
shoot
it
like
it
little mini
absorbs
shotguns.
health from who you're hurting.
Sure,
So it was
so-
actually just him just feeding himself again. It was.
Got it.
It was a siphon. It's not, it's kind of dark magic, but
Do you know how many episodes it's been since Caduceus came on the scene?
no idea.
10.
Someone does.
It was around
somewhere.
episode. It was like episode 27, and we're at episode 38
I
to
said
11.
10. 11. Look at that. I was
11,
pretty
11,
close.
make a wish.
10 or 11.
I
was
knew
either
it was in the
episode
late
27 or episode
20s.
28.
You having fun?
27,
yeah.
28. I
For how
think he
little time
popped
you had to
up
prepare
at
for
the
this
end
thing.
of
Are you having
27.
fun?
Oh yeah, super. I'm having.
I
a
know
ton
it was
of fun.
around the
He's-
late
he's
20s,
great.
so yeah,
He's-
10 episodes.
The nice thing,
A
I mean,
quarter
like, I love Molly.
of
and
the
character.
campaign has
It's
Caduceus.
too easy.
Oh,
Had to
too
do it.
easy. I love it.
I feel
Big
cheap.
fan.
I
I feel
love playing
cheap.
Molly, but the nice thing I got to do with Caduceus that I didn't get to do with Molly is that we already had an established group, so I got to do the what does the party actually need right now?
Yeah.
And so I got to
Like
create a
fill in the
character
blank.
that was useful to the dynamic both mathematically and emotionally.
That's
we
a
kinda
good way.
We needed somebody on the other end of things, and we needed somebody who could
Once you've run with this
fill that
crew
little, like weird little magic
for
barrier where we
30
needed, where we had,
episodes, you know
we
what's
needed somebody who
lacking.
was like prime healer, who can take a lot of.
But you also might not
off
like
of
that
Laura,
kind of character.
so that she could just still have it in her pocket.
So
but also
I'm
play with
assuming
all her other tools.
Taliesin just
Did you say Laura?
likes
Oh,
whatever he
Laura
does because he can make
Bailey?
it great. I don't know if I'd want to be that kind of character.
Pretty
Although
sure
what
Max.
Taliesin's doing is pretty cool. I just don't think I'd ever pick something like that.
Emote.
Little angel Laura Bailey.
At twitch.tv/crickroll. Sam, EnderTech74.
Is it twitch.tv or twitch.com?
It's twitch.tv.
Oh my god, I've been putting the wrong links on my Twitter account for like a year. Is it really twitch.tv?
I don't know. Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry guys, I've been sending you to the wrong place.
For a year, he's had the
You've
wrong
been sending
link.
everyone to the wrong place. Sam,
I'm sure
answer this
people figure it
question,
out.
Even though you're
I have
incompetent.
often been given the wrong link,
EnderTech74
and then
wants
you
to know.
don't get to there, and
How
you
does
just
not
throw
feel
it in
about
Google
Caduceus
search, and you
calling
find
him
it
out
pretty
and saying
quick.
he doesn't
I'm
trust
sure
not to
people
keep a
found it, but
secret?
that is pretty funny.
How does not feel about Caduceus?
Like, if you
calling
wanted to
her
find it,
out
you'd
and
find
saying he does
But
not
it is
trust
pretty funny
not
that
to
he's
keep a
giving the wrong
secret.
link
Yeah.
for a year.
Oh,
Calling her out. Saying,
when did that happen?
Oh, with the undead guy, and I didn't tell you that the undead guy was undead.
Oh,
I was very
yes.
selective about who I told because I wanted to try and keep it under our hat. I
Oh,
knew
with
that Matt
blabbing the
wouldn't.
secret.
I knew that
yeah.
Jester wouldn't either.
I mean, yeah, that probably stung a little bit. Nothing if not trustworthy. Yeah, I think it's more surprising
That blew up
Caduceus
quick,
would have
too.
come to that conclusion
As
already.
soon
Caduceus
as the
doesn't
cat was out of
know
the bag,
that not tried
Caduceus
to
was like,
sneak
this is
into
exactly
Ford
what I
and
didn't want.
Molly's
But it
room to
might
steal
work out
anything.
to our
Caduceus doesn't
advantage.
know that Not has been a thief for many, many months. Caduceus doesn't know a lot of the bad things that Not has done,
That's
and yet
true.
still Caduceus deemed her untrustworthy so quickly. Maybe it speaks less to Not and more to Caduceus being judgy.
or Caduceus being right. which
or
is the
being
other,
right, yeah.
Not doesn't.
I mean, he is
Not
right
has
that
not
Caduceus
spilled
doesn't really
beans.
know that much yet, but we know,
Not
and
spilled
Caduceus is
beans.
right.
I found out that you literally gave it away when like that was the first thing you did with that information.
It was like immediate. It was really quick. Although,
Maybe, but that was an accident.
Avantika
That was
didn't
not
know,
because
and I feel
she
like
can't be
now
trusted.
it might be to our advantage. Yeah, see, Sam's going. Sam realized. I mean, I think Sam's just playing
It wasn't that
games.
Caduceus like knew that you were untrustworthy or that she was untrustworthy. It was more that
Couldn't be
he knew
relied
that
on to-
she couldn't keep a secret.
Yeah,
which
immediately.
is, you know,
It isn't like years went by
many
and you
people are good at
accidentally
many things, and not
slipped.
everybody's good at keeping
You
a
knew
secret.
for
I still,
very
as
short
player
time.
Sam Riegel, not the brave. I am shocked that that people didn't tell everyone else in the crew immediately that we are being led through the jungle by a dead guy. And also, I am still shocked that we are continuing to follow this person.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
me
seems
too.
like an
That's a good
ambush.
point,
It's a
honestly.
real big ambush.
See, the nice thing is we have.
I
two
didn't
clerics,
think of it
though,
like that.
so
I'm
all
thinking
we
of
have
it
to do
more
is hit a
along the lines
button,
of keeping a secret for your
and
friend,
that
but
person has to run away.
is keeping the
So
secret
That's the thing is
a
we
good
know we have
idea?
two
Not basically like,
emergency
I don't know this guy
Person,
as
but
much
that
as these
person has
people.
led us into the belly of the beast.
And we're
now.
following
We
a
could be
dead man,
surrounded
literally
by
following a
it.
dead man, and
But we hit a
continue
button
to.
and they all
But
back
now
off,
we all
'cause
know.
we have two clerics, so
You have a
like,
cleric and a battle mercy.
yeah, well,
I still think
Yeah,
Avantika
thank you for that.
not knowing and
Yeah,
now
it's a running
us
joke on the
telling
show
her
now.
is to our
When Laura
advantage.
was on, Matt was here.
Would I have
and
done it that
I
way?
described
No,
her
but
as
I
like a
also
DPS
assumed
zenyatta.
Avantika knew.
And then Matt was like, yeah,
I feel
battle
that.
mercy.
I feel that with my
Battle
play level.
mercy.
You know what we're talking about?
Not at all.
No,
Overwatch. Have you ever heard of Overwatch?
Overwatches.
Is Overwatch the high noon game?
It is.
High noon game. The high noon game.
I think you can watch people streaming it on Twitch.com.
Twitch.tv.
Twitch.com is like a fishing site.
That'd be great.
That's
Yeah, that'd be great if
Is
someone owns
Overwatch the high
Twitch.com
noon
actually
game?
goes somewhere that you
Man,
don't
that is-
realize
that's
is
You know
quality.
what? Maybe for one of our everything is content hours, we should have Sam Riegel play Overwatch for the first
I
time.
would-
Let's drop him into.
I have
let's
played
just Drop
Overwatch.
him in and
We haven't
see.
played together
Maybe,
yet either.
maybe,
I know we
this
need
maybe
to.
be
Yeah, I'll add your.
4
What was it?
times.
Baby Balls 69 or something.
But I used to
have
go
find
to my
69,
cousins,
69.
and groups
69,
of people would
69,
come
twice.
and play it for
all right,
hours.
let's move on. We'll
And I
introduce you to
just
Overwatch,
wasn't
please.
into games at
You'll
that
have a
time,
blast.
and I would
Can't
just
wait to
watch.
play.
So I
You
know
love-
a good deal
you
about
love
it.
kids. You love going
But I
to
haven't
birthday
played it
parties
more than,
for
like,
little
a
kids
handful
that
of
you're not
times.
related to.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
we learned last week.
Yeah.
Imagine. What was the kid's name? Like Willow Smith? You were at the birthday. Freddie? What was the kid's birthday?
Fred Durst.
Fred Durst.
Durst. Imagine getting online and getting
Was it really Fred Durst
totally
from Limp Bizkit?
demolished, and then finding out that it's little 7-year-old Fred Durst that's just totally destroying
Yeah,
you.
I had that experience when I tried to play Call of Duty online a few times.
Oh
and
yeah.
I just want to take him through Junkenstein's Revenge.
The
as well.
last
yeah,
game I
that's
ever
great.
played like that
Oh,
was
yeah.
Left
No
4
idea what
Dead.
we're talking about.
No.
And I would play
This is the
online.
game with the
And
floss dance in it,
I
right?
would never
Yes.
talk, but randomly
That's the
I'd get
one.
drunk
Yes,
and I'd
that's
jump
the
on,
one.
and
Finally,
most of the time it was
floss
young
dance.
kids,
I
massively
hope our
shit
squeeze is
talking,
up. We should text them.
like
Hey, guys,
violently, almost
a question for the
racist, like
tallest and the
crazy
smallest.
talk.
Okay.
Those are your characters.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Tool and small.
This is from Forrest Deer. Have your opinions of Ford changed since finding out more about his patron, his parlay with Avantika, and the expedition to the island?
Opinions of Ford changed.
For the tallest to the smallest, I like. Oh, and the smallest.
I don't think Not's opinion has changed. I think Not is legitimately extremely worried because it doesn't
Ditto.
seem like Ford is thinking this through. Like Ford is just blindly going towards this patron thing that could corrupt him in inexplicable ways. Also, a piece of the patron is inside Ford, and Ford doesn't seem to be concerned at all by that. And it just seems like he's going into a real bad place without any information. And Not's there to support and make sure he doesn't die, but it seems like a bad idea.
This seems like a test of one's soul, and
I probably
Caduceus
agree with
is
most of what Sam
on
said.
board, but aware that this could go.
But I
badly.
feel like if it was
Yeah,
you or me,
it's
I
really-
would still push on too because
yeah,
it's
that's because we
so
weren't in the room for
intriguing.
so much of the creepiest of the
Yeah.
creepy.
It's
Yeah,
almost like you
but
throw
I
danger and
think that,
caution aside because
You know, it's
you
certainly,
wanna
it's
just
certainly been
know where this goes.
Nice to see Ford like commanding a ship when he does that.
When he checks his
when he
pamphlet.
checks his
When he
pamphlet.
checks his pamphlet.
It's very important.
And
to
that's
have
probably
your
impressive
pamphlet.
on the surface, but yeah, I don't think it's changed our opinions of Ford.
yeah, I
New
don't.
opinion once he comes out of it.
I
think
kind of
that's
feel
the
like
real
he was
test.
That's a good point. Yeah.
similar the
You don't
whole
think he's too
time.
concerned
I
with
mean,
the thing
granted,
inside him?
as we learn more information, we get
Seem
more
to be.
extreme.
I mean, he just
I
keeps
feel like
going
he's
and-
the same
and
kind of
blindly driven
decision
to find
maker
this,
he always
the
was.
source of it and
Yeah.
find out more, which but I don't know.
What else are you gonna do?
I guess.
Right.
You don't have
I
enough
know.
information.
You got to get more. You got to just keep shoving shit inside of you.
That's
you know? Like,
my theory.
When in doubt,
If
shove
something like that
hard
worked
inside
and
yourself.
we're getting somewhere
We've
with
been saying
it,
that for a long
I'm
time.
going to keep pushing the limits
I think it's in
at the
our,
risk of death.
YouTube channel bio.
It's almost like if you're that,
Shall we?
if something
Hey, our
that
next
unique is
giveaway
happening to you,
Fan art of the week.
fan of the week. If something that unique is happening to you, you obviously have some purpose
This week's
or
fan art winner-
ability that you
This
want
week's
to
fan art winner
tap
for
into
episode 38
full
was sent
potential.
in by @MBQ. MBQ.
MBQ.
Oh, that's a
Very
song.
nice. I dig
Living in
it.
a Jello mold.
Very nice.
Out of-
We're inside the Jello mold.
Liam
We see the shadows of all the
Tiny Hut, is that
people.
what it's called, Liam?
Well done.
Wow, that's
It gives
really
me
nice.
a
You can see us
black
all in there.
cauldron
Little
feel.
snow
The way the
globe.
animation looks
No,
with the
Caduceus
people
is
and
not
stuff
there.
and the
I was
colors
never in the bubble, and
makes me
neither
feel
was
like black
Jessica. The two
cauldron,
of
which
us
is
were
a
like,
good
"Take a
thing.
walk
That is a
about
positive
later."
We were like,
quality.
"Oh,
That
let's
is up
go
there.
take a walk
Definitely
through
at
jungle in
the
middle of
the
night with
higher
this
end
light
of the
source.
scale
That's a
as
great
far as
idea."
my rankings.
Seems like it at the time.
I've already been
At some
I've already been mocked
point-
in public for that.
I'm gonna look at all the ones
Oh,
we've
yeah.
seen.
I was like,
And, just for my
picking
own
up lunch and
personal
someone was like, Taliesin from Critical Role. Yeah,
Curiosity,
two clerks,
let's say.
really, like,
I want to
both
see
of
them all
them?
next to each other.
Oh, wow.
And because maybe the ones from way back when are way better, and I just forgot some of them. Because, like, you know,
all the things
it's
to
easier
say
for
to
me to say
Taliesin
that
when
one's
meeting him
beautiful
for the
and better
first
than the
time.
rest when I can't
That
remember
seems
half
like
of
an
them.
odd choice.
Man,
to
it was
me.
good.
That's good.
It was a good burn.
That's good. I like
Holy
it.
shit.
I like that style.
Good burn.
Hey, thank you to everyone who submitted.
Submit.
Congrats to you,
Submit.
MBQ. You have won this.
Submit.
Is it in my hand?
No.
Yep.
Is it? Okay.
Wenge turquoise
Wenge.
inlay Halloween dice,
dice
vault.
vault.
These are cool.
They're so pretty.
I said I
that
gotta get
and
one of
the
those
Wormwood
too.
logo on
I
the
gotta get
side
a
is a
giant
little
D20. I gotta get a
And
dice vault.
If you open it,
I got
guess
a lot
what's
of things.
inside?
I constantly fall behind on wanting to
It's
do.
pronounced fa.
Fa. Fa. See, people say faux.
Hey, this is available
fa.
now
Fa.
through Halloween on Kickstarter.
Fa.
You can enter. You guys should go to wormwood.com and check out the wormwoodgaming.com and check out the Kickstarter there. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, I don't know what it says. I don't read.
It says. Guys,
If you
it's
haven't
right
had
here,
it
right
before,
here,
what
right
they're
here.
talking
It
about
says-
is Vietnamese soup. You can get like pretty much
Hold on.
anything
It
in it
says,
from what I
For help
experience.
with any quality
I usually
issue,
get
contact us
the-
at. That's not
the
right.
full boat.
That can't
You
be
get
the right
tripe,
description.
tendon,
No, it's actually Max's phone
beef,
number in Elvish.
brisket,
Well, good. He'll need that for
just-
the job
and it's like
hunt.
This
real
is one of
red
like
and raw
like
meat. I love
the
raw.
creepy
Like I love
Cthulhu
rare
languages.
meat.
I can never remember the name of.
Not
Yeah.
raw.
Abyssal.
Not raw.
Abyssal. It might be Abyssal. Actually.
Abysmal.
Abysmal.
Hey, guys.
Abyssal.
Yep. Look at that.
Oh, it does match
And it
your
goes in the
shirt.
dark
Now we
thing.
can't even see what the writing is. It
It,
just looks like,
it
wow.
really
that's
does
cool.
quite well. And like I said
Picture
earlier,
nipples with
Sam
the
is
magnet.
dressed
Hey guys, so congrats.
way
You're
more
gonna win this
formal
thing. We've
than
just been
usual.
fucking jerking
Even though
off
that's
with.
like maybe typical
You can
outdoor wear.
Email your GIF or fan
He's
art to
usually, like,
submit at talksmachina.com.
Very
Moving
casual
on,
or
ladies and
wearing
gentlemen.
shorts where they gotta censor him.
Taliesin.
I almost feel like he went out of his way this time.
Feralden Pride
I want to see how this is.
wants to know.
Feral
Caduceus is
D-
usually calm and collected, but
and
we've seen him in a
Pride.
panic a couple times
Feral-
during recent
Feral
fights. Is
Dan
this because
Pride.
he's not used
Feral
to such
Dan
hostile
Pride.
encounters now that
No,
he's with the
'cause
Mighty
the
Nine?
P is bigger.
Or has he been sheltered so long he has a fear of getting hurt?
No, it's just the unusual. It's the variety and insanity of it. Because I mean, there were wild animal attacks back at home, and there were mobsters, and I mean, like things happened back at the
Did you
temple.
say mobsters?
Mobsters, yeah.
Mobsters?
Mobsters.
Go to the graveyard?
I mean, like there are important families of that area that are buried there.
They
and
got to bury the
sometimes-
guys who slept with the fishes.
Sometimes there are people who are a little iffy in the way they had grave robbers that would come and try and
I could see
take some of the
grave
stuff that was
robbers.
put in the ground, and they would.
I mean,
fight
I
them
guess
off
you'd
and-
see all
Yeah,
sorts.
sounds like a better movie than the one you're in
go
now.
down.
I mean,
like,
if you're
there was
living in a
work to be done.
cemetery,
Have you
you're
ever
going to
seen
see
Cemetery
every
Man?
type
Shit
of
gets
person
weird.
possible.
That movie's
Have
Because
you ever
everyone,
seen
I mean, we'll
Lawnmower
know.
Man?
Because
And
whoever
Lawnmower
doesn't
Man
bury
2.
people,
Well, of course, Lawnmower
you're
Man
not going to
2.
say.
far superior. In my
That's
opinion.
But I
almost
feel
as
like
good
in
as
this
Troll
world,
2.
most
man,
people
I don't know. Troll
bury.
2 is way up
Have
there.
you seen Troll?
So
2?
good.
Troll 2?
You haven't?
Oh,
One of the
how do you know
best
Matt
worst.
Mercer and you haven't
We're
seen
doing a
Troll
double
2?
feature of The Room, which you've never seen,
Tommy Wiseau.
and Troll 2.
Troll
But which
2.
one did
I've
we
seen
watch
both
first?
many
Matt
times.
would say.
I recommend if you've
Troll
seen it.
2.
Matt, I think if Mercer.
Troll
American
2 I enjoy
classic.
more.
Yeah, Matt Mercer
They're
would say
both
Troll 2
Matt would
is
say
one.
enjoyable for different reasons. Troll
It
2 I
is
feel like
so
is
good. Have you ever
way
seen
more
any of the
comedically
Sleepaway Camp
enjoyable.
movies?
Sleepaway Camp, great one as well.
Sleepaway
But there's a
Camp?
documentary
It's
called
terrible,
The
dude.
Best
Hey,
Worst
do you
Film.
want to come stay
And
over
it's
for
all
like 2
about
weeks?
Troll
I'm
2.
very lonely.
And
My girlfriend lives
It
in
is
New York,
amazing. I
and,
highly recommend if you've seen Troll 2,
I've
go
got
check
an
out the
appointment that
documentary.
week, so- Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So much love for wrist cutters lately. So
Wrist cutters?
Do you know what happened the other night?
what?
I met Shea Wiggum from Wrist Cutters in one of my favorite shows, Boardwalk Empire. If you haven't seen it, HBO Go, watch it. It's amazing.
Boardwalk Empire.
So underrated.
Very weird.
But
I've seen it. I didn't react to
fucking
it.
Blew it.
What? What'd you do?
I don't get starstruck very often because I'm around celebrities all the time.
Yeah, sure.
But my friend introduced me to him, and and there was a little girl there, like 6 years old, and he was like, "Oh yeah," he goes, "Yeah, me and Patrick did a movie together, Wrist Cutters. You ever see it?" I go, "Yeah, I fucking love that movie." And then the little girl's dad was like, "Could you not?" And I'm like,
That one I don't know. I gotta
And
check
then
that out.
And then I just left. I felt so embarrassed.
I've
I
known
had to
every
meet this-
movie
and then I
Brian just brought up except that.
Oh,
I gotta
no,
check that out.
I pity and
I
and
just
I'm
found
envious of you
out
at
the
same
movie
time.
So many critters
Barbarian
tweeting
that
in the
just
last
came out,
several
the
weeks,
horror
though, that
movie.
they found that movie and they
The
loved it. It's a very
director
touching movie. If you haven't seen Wrist
was
Cutters,
the
watch it.
ridiculous
Very touching
kid
movie.
from Miss
Okay.
March.
Yeah,
Wrist
it is.
Cutters.
It's great.
20 years
Do you know what it's
ago.
about?
I assume
Wrist
people
cutters?
cutting the wrists.
No.
It's
Taliesin,
a love story about a guy who commits suicide and then when he wakes up in the afterlife is basically the real world but worse. It's just everything's just shittier. And then he finds out that the girl that he killed himself over also committed suicide, and he goes with his new best friend in the afterlife on a road trip through
So it's
limbo
dark.
to find
It's like a
his
dark comedy.
ex-girlfriend who's now in a cult. And it's
so good.
I've
and, like,
never
the cult
heard
all
of this.
died, and
I
then
am
they're going, like, they're
literally going to
again
watch
'cause it
this
didn't work very
tonight.
The leader
if I
of
can
the
find
cult,
it.
though?
Wrist Cutters. I mean, it sounds like a dark title,
that
Tom
sounds
Waits
and
good.
it's
in
a
it.
dark
It's
sounding
Tom
movie
Waits
based
plays
on the
God.
fact of what
Really
it's
good. You should
related
watch it.
to.
Sure.
Sam,
Yes.
before you leave to go watch Wrist Cutters, answer this question from Leaper182.
Okay.
Now you've
But
heard
yeah,
of-
Miss March, the
Hey, we
dude
know
who's the
that
main
Nott
character,
thinks of Caleb as her
directed
son.
Barbarian 20
Does
years
anyone
later.
else in the Mighty Nine look like a likely candidate for getting adopted by Nott?
Interesting. The professor. The weasel's going to get adopted into her stomach soon. Adopted by
Oh my
Nott.
God, if
You
Nott
know,
eats
who
Sprinkle,
needs to be
I'll die.
cared for? Maybe Ford. Maybe Ford needs some TLC.
Ford needs a
Maybe
mom.
Yasha has some post-traumatic stress
Something going
happening.
on
Something going on.
Yeah.
I could see Yasha.
Yeah, Knott's reached out to Yasha a little, gave her some flowers and stuff.
That was so sweet.
But Ford might be the next likely candidate. Bo seems like she wouldn't be cool with that.
That's
Jester's
I was
fine.
gonna say
Jester's got
Bo,
a mom.
in my
fine.
opinion,
Caduceus
would
is
be
just
the
too
coolest
tall.
interaction to me.
Caduceus
But
is
I don't
really,
think Bo
like,
would
you could
have
ride
it.
on
I think
Caduceus
Bo would
at
be
this
like,
point.
Ooh, let's try that.
get
I'm
the
down.
frig out of my face.
How
Bo,
many-
Bo's
You
too
try-
How many
Never
people
mind.
much
could
of like
ride on her
a
at once?
loner. Bo
Actually,
doesn't
I
want
have
you.
I have a feat.
giving her
I have a
advice.
feat where I can like hold
I mean,
an
we'll
enormous
take
amount of
advice,
stuff
but
because of my
I don't know.
size. Which
The way
was,
Nott
even though
comes
he's
off-
not that strong, I can like I don't get encumbrance issues, so I could actually hold a surprising number of people.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Pigback
Furbolg,
rides.
Get on me, get to Sam.
Get a little wicker
Yes,
backpack.
Brian.
No,
Sam.
already asked that one.
Wicker backpack.
Taliesin,
Yes.
Wicker Man.
marvelous Miss C. Has Caduceus ever had to treat illness to the scale of what Bo has? If not, is he apprehensive about having to go about curing her, seeing as his magic did not work?
Sure. I mean, like it's the first thing. It's the aspirin of D&D. Is
That's
I mean, like is
a
that,
thing
is
we
that
didn't
first
tap
spell
into.
is the-
Bo, something's
Yeah,
wrong with
the
Bo.
restoration is the Tylenol.
We've tried things, it hasn't worked. We don't really know
Pepto-Bismol,
what is happening.
So it's definitely the like, well, it's, okay, so this is actually a thing. I don't know what to do about that.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, like he's done some work before. He's got some healing skills. This is just a bad time at the moment.
We
Yeah.
haven't really,
Inconvenient.
in both campaigns, I think this is the first time that we've really had to significantly deal with disease.
Yeah,
as
I
a
mean, well,
condition, right?
I don't have a whole lot of
Temporary,
experience, but this is the
couple
first time
times
I
we've
can
poisoned a
recall
bunch.
something that
There's
isn't
also like
easily.
the infernal. We
known.
got like the infernal thing where we were in hell for a while, and we all started to get a little weird going down there.
That's right, in the
but
Nine Hells.
Was that a disease though, or was that just weirdly?
Same mechanics.
Oh, okay.
Just different vibe.
I'm interested in seeing where it leads.
Yeah.
I wonder what
I
she
still,
has.
we still have no
I
clue.
assume it's bird flu.
Bird flu.
H1N1, you mean?
I do.
My theory
Let's call it by
originally
its real
was
name.
by her hitting
Hey guys,
D10.
What you
the
doing on
venomous
that?
snakes
You
with her
playing some
fisticuffs,
Minecraft over there?
I'm
What's
just
she
going on?
might
tossing
have
out
gotten
a
some
question.
sort
I'm
of
doing
like how
Danny's
the
job
frogs
right now.
secrete
Sam.
that venomous thing on their
Bond
body.
is
Maybe,
a Time
but I
Lord,
think we already
wants to know.
debunked that. Maybe
It's better than Bond is an edgelord,
We'll
which
find
is
out.
my old AOL account name. Scanlan stole a gun last campaign, largely to mess with Percy. Not has stolen a gun.
I remember that. I think I know that.
And now has a gag of gunpowder, does not want the gun just because it's shiny or because Sam wants to keep this in his house.
You do keep bringing like really
But honestly,
scratching that
we
scar.
did. Yeah, we have a keg of gunpowder.
We
do have a gun that could
Scanlan definitely was messing with both
detonate it,
Taliesin
so to
and
speak.
Percy.
Yeah.
Not wants the gun. Not has already used. Well, Not is interested in the mechanics of the gun. Interested in the chemistry of gunpowder and its ability
Like
to
if we
send
turn on
projectiles
Avantika, we
flying
could
at fast rates of
easily take her
speed,
by surprise,
and
blow
has
up her
already,
ship,
designed and
take the
manufactured
mistake.
one explosive arrow as a result, and probably wants to do more of that. But Not has also noticed that there's people with guns wherever they keep going, and it might be a good idea to have a gun.
Wow.
It's a self-preservation
Also learn its
thing.
mechanics so you understand.
If that also happens to mess with Taliesin Jaffe, I'm not gonna say no to that. I mean, the heart does what the heart does.
Yes, yes.
And if that happens as a result,
It's funny because even though
then
Sam
I
has a
think we've all grown
completely
as
different
I
character,
feel uncomfortable and weirdly loved at the same
it is
time.
different
It's
sex,
odd.
different race, different
For
traits.
both of you, from
but still,
Carnot
Sam
lesbian.
finds a way
I
to
keep
make
telling
it
me that I'm getting their name wrong the whole time.
chaotic.
This question's from Carrot
And I love
Lesbian.
it.
When your characters have scenes together, how
They're
do you
equivalent in
visualize
height.
that height difference working?
oh yeah.
How
it's
funny is
really
that? I
hard
literally
to
just said
imagine.
I imagine you're
Sam's
always sitting on
characters are
tall things.
equivalent in
Because
height,
about
and there's a height
how high
question.
up on you does he?
Carnot
I'm
Lesbian has
tall.
also
I'm like-
asked before.
I'm
I
7,
remember that
7
name.
and change, yeah.
And I'm 3'6".
So I-
there's
Do you have to
4
shout
feet of
down at him? Should you add to the RP that
he's
you
he's a lot of bass, so the bass travels pretty
it sort
well.
of resonates
It's
and
coming out
rolls
of the
down your-
chest anyway. So.
Yeah, well, it's not even halfway up your body.
No, but I do the. Do you know the knee sit where you just like bend through and then like.
Sure, Caduceus is probably used to hunching over a bunch.
Yeah, and he just comes down and has the talk, and that's cool, and then goes back up. It's good, you know. He does he squats.
Huh.
Muscular calves.
Yeah, very good
thinking about
calves.
Have you two ever been on talks together, just the two of you before? I feel like this combo.
I honestly, I take a
Danny?
drug. At
I
the
feel
end
like
of the show to
everyone
block
would have
out
had to
anything
at
that
some
happens here,
point.
so it's possible.
You know what I have?
We're almost
I think
40
that
episodes
just
in.
the two
I
of
feel
y'all
like
have been a
everybody
combination
has
you've
been
had
on
before.
with
I think y'all have been on with like
everybody.
another person, but not just the
You
two of
know,
y'all.
after the show, our sound guy, Chris Wildemont, he has one of those Men in Black
Wildmount?
penis things,
Oh.
and he just zaps me after each show.
Oh, good.
So we lose our
Good.
memory.
You should not remember
If
this.
Hey
there
guys,
there is only
one of my favorite
7
performers,
members of the Mighty
Donald
Nine.
Cheeto, has a
Ashley
question
is
for both
gone
of you.
half the time.
Does
Donald
not lie
Cheeto.
impulsively regarding loot because
6
of her
main
goblin
people.
upbringing, and does
have to
Caduceus
assume
tell the
they've all
truth
been on together
impulsively
at some
because
point.
he is honest, or does he forget to lie?
Neither.
He's not honest, nor does he forget to lie.
Do you want to answer
No, you
yours
go first.
Okay. Caduceus is of the opinion that honesty is usually just the best way to go, and has found that in general it's easier to it's just a matter of convenience.
agree with
honesty
that
is
in
a good,
real
is a
life.
good press, but it's
I
definitely
find when you even
can
tell
sum up a
little
person on
white
occasion, be like,
lies
this person doesn't need to know the
just
truth. It depends on
for
who we're
the
talking
sake,
to.
it ends up getting you into
Caduceus
like a
just
world
really,
of trouble
really
down the road
knows
half
people.
the time.
He's very, very good at reading people.
It's just easier to tell the
He is,
truth
yeah.
because
It's
you don't
striking.
have to think.
I think
When you
not,
lie,
does not
you have to
lie
think
because
about
of,
what you
any
say
goblin
because
upbringing,
you have to remember
it's
you
more of
lied
just
to certain people.
having to.
If you tell the
I think
truth,
it's
you don't
more
gotta
of,
think
like,
about it.
her travels with Caleb, and having to just. It's like an instinct to like first impulse is just lie. To get out of any situation, like, did you steal that? No, I didn't. You know, just anything to stall or delay or confuse. And then, you know, life among the goblins was probably fraught with
Life Among the
inner,
Goblins.
you know,
Sounds like
lying
a
in
good
the,
song or something.
in the tribe as well, or the clan or whatever we call it. But yeah, I doubt the goblins are real honest with each other.
Sure, right.
But no, I think it's just a survival mechanism. You know, just got to steal as much as you can, got to keep as much as you can, and that means telling everybody that you didn't steal it and you don't have a lot and you don't have anything that they could want.
Right.
I'm sure
Yeah,
upbringing
you only lie to people.
has a
I mean,
great
like,
deal to do with
there's
it.
plenty of things you don't need to lie to, especially if you spend your life talking to plants and animals. There's no sense in lying to plants and animals. This is just a thing you have to do with people on occasion.
That's what I'm
to
saying. Your
smooth things
upbringing has a
out.
lot to do with
Yeah.
it. If you've
Why-
lived
why
a
lie
life
to a
where you
plant?
didn't
Why
have a
lie
lot
to
of
a plant, man? Don't do
interactions
that.
and
What are you gonna get out
reasons
of
to
it?
lie,
Plants
why would
die
you
at
even
home all
think
the
to
time.
lie?
I'm telling
But if
them
you lived a life
awful
where
lies.
everyone's
I swear I
What do you
watered
say?
it.
What kind of
stabbing
things do
each
you
other
say
in
to
the
your
back,
plants?
so to speak, you're gonna like think
I'm
lying
7 inches
is
soft.
the norm. There's Sam for
They
you.
see me naked all the time because I walk around and I can see them looking and I'm like, what? That's 7 inches.
I'm calling an Uber right now. I'm sorry. I'm calling an Uber. I'm done. This is all legally required to do the show.
That's way to end it because
Taliesin.
I think this is the last question.
Help with
Or
this
possibly,
question.
'cause we're near the
Darkwolf
end.
7-7. In the past several combats, Caduceus has
Darkwolf
been taking
7-7.
a substantial amount of damage.
Is
Has
that
this
the Dark
influenced your
Wolf
choices
from
for what
our?
spells to prepare?
There's no.
and
I don't.
or
I think.
possible
I don't know.
future
There's a
feats for
Dark Wolf in
Caduceus?
every live
I've
stream
been
on
trying
Friday.
to collect
Usually.
spells based off what I
Usually,
think
every
we're going
live
to be
stream
getting
usually.
into
I
and
don't know if
seeing,
that's
like,
that.
if I haven't used a spell a lot that I thought I was going to use, I've been nixing it for something else that may end up being helpful. I'm still getting used to like what his good build is, but mostly it's just I don't need a lot of options for ways to do damage. I just need a lot of different ways to heal and deflect. For feats in the future, yes. I actually just yesterday went through the feat list and I have on my iPad a collection of feats that I'm thinking of just to make him a little and they're all about being less likely to take damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a problem.
Wow.
I don't like being hit.
I don't either. Yeah.
He's been taken
Well,
down
contractually,
quick.
our last
Since
question of
we've
the
had
night is
him,
for
there's been like at least twice I can
Done their
remember that
work.
he was hammered
daytime
pretty quickly.
porn
So I
shot
can
in a
understand
van,
him wanting to do that.
director Sam Riegel. Filigree Sales. The 3 characters you've played across these 2
Brian looked
seasons of
very
Critical Role have been
intrigued
very
by that.
different. But they all have one thing in common. A combination of relatively high intelligence and low wisdom.
That's a long one.
Is it just the potential for comedy and chaos that draws you to this combination, or is it something more?
Good question.
I think that is pretty apt. That is a pretty apt assessment. Yeah, high intelligence, low wisdom is a pretty great winning combo for comedy.
I was
Yeah,
just
you know,
talking about the comparison
the
of
start
Sam's
that
characters,
question
but not
reminds
in
me
this
that
way.
Taliesin Jaffe and
High
I,
intelligence, low
Sam
wisdom.
Riegel,
I
and
talked
the
about them
Pyramid,
both being chaotic.
are the only the only players to have played 3 characters.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Oh.
on this
Yeah.
little show of ours. So technically, we are 33% more advanced than the other people.
That is true. We are
on
the
show.
most advanced of
Boy.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, we've done 33% more work on the show than
Is
the
that
other.
how you're looking at it?
That's how I look at it.
That's how I'm looking at it
Yes.
now. That's very fair.
That's how
That's
I'm
my
looking
plans
at
are.
it.
It works.
I don't know about that
Mercer has
because
played
you're not.
728,000.
Okay. I
Yeah,
guess
that's a good
fair.
point.
That's fair.
He's out in the lobby right now going, fuck that.
He doesn't have to roll sheets for all those
Oh,
characters. though. That's
3
just a-
characters.
that's a-
Nice.
That's a name and an accent.
You
Let's
don't
be
think
fair.
he rolls a sheet for every goddamn character?
Name and an accent.
And you're
He
not
does. He's got
concurrently
75 tabs open on
running
D&D
those
Beyond at the
characters.
time.
You're
Just-
running
just
one
says
character at a time, so
McGillicuddy
everyone
and
else is
then,
still having the same amount of
just
experience.
Creole
I understand what he's
lisp.
saying though, because it
How
is
great
different
is the-
experience.
How
So-
great is, you guys haven't been on since the Tortle was introduced, but how
Alright.
great is that?
Oh, it's
guys?
But you don't know what
amazing.
people are doing
Sounds
outside
amazing.
I
of
want it to end.
Critical
Fan
Role.
made.
Maybe they
The stuttering
Matt and
practice
Dance.
every
Cajun
thing,
so
race,
good.
class,
With a
everything.
bagpipe.
Yep.
Stuttering Cajun Chef is a great show on
favorite
the
Muppet.
Travel Channel, by the way.
Is that a real thing? Stuttering
Max is so
Cajun
mad. He's
Chef?
like, quit the
Is
show.
that a real show? I never know it,
Oh,
Brian.
he really?
It
Is that
sounds
his real
ridiculous,
name?
but that could be a real thing.
Yeah, I thought so.
Stuttering
Guys, that's all the
Cajun
time we have
Chef.
for tonight.
I gotta
know,
look
we're
that
out of
one up.
producers. Hey, stick around for Legends of the Hidden Talks Machina. I would
Legends
like to thank
of the
Sam
Hidden
and Taliesin for joining us
OTEP.
tonight.
OTEP?
Wait, is that it?
OTEP?
No, I'm going to finish the thing.
okay.
I'm clapping for you. I'm clapping for you because there's no studio audience anymore.
okay.
We've had one for every other episode. People don't know this. There's been a whole studio audience, just nobody says anything funny. So
wow.
you never hear them.
No one claps or,
Hey guys,
or
Critical Role
laughs
episode
or anything.
39?
39.
Coming on
Nice.
39.
39 airs
We'll
this
be doing
week.
it
Until then,
Friday.
Please don't forget to love each other.
I'll probably get this out to
Don't
you guys
worry, it's
Wednesday.
almost Thursday. Stay turned, my friend.
Stay tuned, my friends.
I did Chris Lockey pose.
All right, guys, that's it for episode 38. I thought it was odd in the beginning that it was Taliesin and not, because in my mind, I just thought they weren't nearly as in the forefront as other characters. I don't know. I guess like Ford was the major one, and we already had Ford on a solo last Talks Machina, so we're not going to have Ford. I guess if you think about it, everyone else is kind of in the same boat, no pun intended, because everyone else is equally on the side of what Ford's goal is here. Matt Mercer would have been a good one, but I think Matt was in the episode before that, possibly with Ford. I can't remember. I watch these all so quick, and there's so many things I watch dealing with Critical Role. It all like meshes in my head. And the fact that I did 2 Talks Machina this week, and the After Hours is going to be tomorrow, and we did 2 episodes in a week and a half, very quick. I honestly can't remember what is what. Like, I already finished episode 38. We're jumping in episode 39. And now I'm going to go back to episode 35 and do 35, 36, 37, 38 of After Hours. So by the time you guys see me on Friday, the last 4 episodes are all going to be like one giant episode to me because of the way I powered through everything. It's great, though. I'm loving it. Obviously, I love the show. That is why I do what I do. That and you guys. But it ended up being some fabulous question asking, even though it was an odd pick for me. Once I thought about it, I'm like, who else would you get? Because Bo really kind of did the same amount of stuff. And Caduceus is newer, so we want to know more about him. We also did talk a great deal about the fact that Not was immediately telling everybody in the party, like, yo, Jametti's undead. And Caduceus was like, yo, I literally said don't tell anybody. And Caduceus had good reason. However, I said it many times in the episode, I feel like in this circumstance, because Avantika didn't know, that having her on board with us knowing is more advantageous. And then Sam made a good point. Why are we keeping this a secret? We're all supposed to be a family. We're all supposed to be working together. Why are we keeping this a secret? I think it's because Caduceus is afraid someone's going to slip and let the cat out of the bag with Jametti. But I feel like it's worse to not tell everybody what's going on in case something does happen. So I kind of get both sides, and Caduceus is right to be angry or not trust Not as much because of the fact that Not blabbed. But I feel like both of them had legitimate reasons for why they felt the way they did. That was probably one of the reasons they had them on together. I don't know if that was a connection, because at the end there, they were like, we're 2 of the only people that have had 3 characters. We know that Molly died. So I'm assuming, obviously, and I said at some point we're going to get spoilers. I could be wrong. It could be more going on than what I'm thinking. But based on the fact we've only had 2 campaigns, and obviously Not hasn't passed away, I'm assuming that Scanlan might, or maybe Sam just voiced a second character. But like I said, it's years between when we're actually going to watch Critical Role Campaign 1, so I'm going to get spoiled. I still loved all the questions that were spoken of. Sam seemed less chaotic than usual, better dressed, but still Sam Riegel. The whole thing with the 7 inches was quite funny, but like, you know, that's Sam. I think things like that are great. I thought it was funny we had the picture of Brian all studious on Danny's desk. I thought briefly, is that Brian? But I didn't even say it because I just thought it was a guy that looked like him. Maybe Brian's brother. It's Brian. And we also saw Max, I feel, for the first time. If that was the Max I'm thinking it was, totally different from what I thought. I am jumping in to After Hours Talks Machina, and then we're going to see episode 39 on Friday. I'll see you guys then. You want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you'll only see on Patreon. The link is in front of me. Dozens of shows you'll never see on YouTube. I just don't have time to edit it all. Doctor Who, Person of Interest, My Little Pony Gen 5 is finishing next week. We have all 8 episodes up in full, unedited, all of Generation 4, Adventure Time, Steven Universe, One Punch Man, Chainsaw Man, dozens of other shows. Check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.